Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again, and this is the Game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. He's the allied player, and for me it is Japan. This is scenario 1 with no modifications on game version 26B. And I take the next space on Java without a fight. This will allow me to rail my Surabaya army west direction Batavia, and I can save some march time. Time is important, at least in the first 3-4 months of Japan. Once there's June 42, there's not really much to gain for Japan, then it's a daily struggle. So my invasion fleet also arrived at Pago Pago. Not sure how strong the allies are here on the island. Nearly no losses on both sides, so the pre-bombardment fire not really had an impact, but it's maybe suppressed the enemy. Also my landing losses are very light. I use here, I think, only Navy Guard units, so all these units are specialized on amphibious assault landings on beach, so they don't suffer so much. So some hits on my APDs or AMCs, but so far no heavy damage. So my Navy search cannot find anything or any wrong information. And weather also hampered my task at Tahiti. My carrier strike group was not really so successful. At least I found something. But there's more to gain, hopefully. First ground attacks in China, the standard. That is all fine. Also here at Palmbang. Throw some bombs on this retreating Dutch forces. So my tank unit have a more easy time to force them to surrender, because then I must really fight them 10 times, retreating again and again. Here at Amoy, I'm waiting for one of my Chinese police force units to enter the next hex so that the enemies will surrender or will retreat back to a hex without a road. Then I have a hard time to leave this hex. Good. A lot of noise, thousands of bombs on the ground, but no really any special operations here. My carriers cannot find any Navy search targets, so there's no allied enemy cruiser, battleship, carrier units coming to help the Tahiti garrison. So I will let here die all these units. And I finally can get rid of Dixie. So I found one, I think, One AO and one AD. These are both heavy ships, so at least some points for me. But my Navy search told me there are at least 5 ships somewhere at this dot base is hiding. But I really don't know where. I mean, I can see them on the dot, but I cannot hit them. And at the same time, I have, I think, 3 or 4 mini task forces occupied with picking up empty dots. It's at the end better to conquer all of these dot bases. And the zone bombardment. This is my bombardment waiting. Little damage. My tanks trying to overcome the Chinese, but today one of my tanks have a breakdown. Okay. And this is this Red Chinese army, not more much left from. Now they're retreating. Direction southeast. It's okay. Now only one unit is blocking my central pass to Xi'an, and then the northern pass is also one unit blocking. And the main highway is still blocked by 2 Chinese armies. But sooner or later I can open this hole. A little bombardment here, a little bombardment there. This is the leftover from Surabaya. And they also... No, finally they give up. Good. And they got this. So still no counter action from Xargun, at least not on big scale, great strategic. Only tactical airstrikes, submarines, small days, very small scale navy assets he sent to maybe engage me. Air losses high for me, but all ops losses maybe heavily 5 at least, maybe even 6 related to my carrier operation in Tahiti. I sunk Dixie, and I think Dixie's 20 points value. It's, I think, 10,000 ton support ship. So something like a light cruiser. No. So, but out of this 10 airframes, only 1 pilot is lost. I could now try to find out which one, but I can also maybe read it. But sometimes you can see it, and sometimes you cannot see it. It's always a little hard. You can use other software to maybe find it, but you can see here, pilot killed in landing accident. This is a torpedo bomber pilot from Soyuz 3. Good. In China, my final cleanup operation. I'm in position to attack here next turn, and at the same time I have 2 divisions crossing, so I have a shock attack. So I will wipe out or destroy this Chinese unit, open the northern road. At the same time I try to catch up with this one unit. I have here a battle group from in the west and a battle group coming from the east, so I will soon get rid of this guy. So fine, and everything else is only blocking. Yeah. The Mongolian army is also here trying to get rid of this and fight. Their direction is Linshao. I think these guys are all preparing for Linshao. Yeah. Not much attack value here inside only 750, something like this. But, and there's often second class units. They don't have equipment, this is only infantry. This looks fine. I also catch up with this already defeated Chinese army. I have here now only up to now 1 block unit is in this hex. This is, I think, part of my division. I split them in 3 regiments. So my main body army arrived now this hex, but I think I tried to attack last turn, but he jumped out. So now I have to walk 3-4 turns again, because you can make here 15 miles per day roughly. You need 46 miles for 1 hex, so I need 4 days to arrive at this hex. This is why I like to walk on main roads, highways. Burma is not really active. I took all, and now I build up the 2 airfields. Normally Rangoon and Makwe, this is I think the most important air bases. Makwe more or less for defense, because you have here the oil. And Rangoon is the port and also refineries. Luckily this is all intact. Nothing else. So I can, yeah, in Java more equipment is coming. 2 more divisions are preparing to make a landing on Java. I took here the bases. Here is also some equipment, all fine. This oil I took, I think, last time already, also all fine. I make a small landing here to take the base, also fine. And I think I will prepare some paratrooper. Yeah, I think I will drop these guys more or less to take this base. And then I can rail. Yeah, so this guy is now ready. I change him to strategic mode, so they can more or less rail to this hex next turn. At the same turn, I will take with the paratrooper, drop this base, because I can check it. You can see detection is, this base is empty. So my paratroopers can take the base at the end of the turn. So it means one day I rail to this, and the next day I rail to this one. And then I can already change to movement mode. And then I can rush to Batavia. Once I took Batavia, up to now he's a lot of units, but I would guess that Xargun will sooner or later retreat maybe to the mountain Benduing. But if I take Batavia, then there's no industry more left to take. This is the most important. I also try to prepare a battle group in the long run for Darwin, simply to take Darwin out, not to really use so much. I mean, if I take Darwin, it's additional base. I control here the sea, but it's more or less, if I take Darwin and block it, then the Allies cannot use it to make a long-range bombardment against my oil here, or the resources here. And I think B-29 bombers, they can even reach maybe Balikpapan. But this is, I mean, 44. Anything else? Yeah. The only other big topic is now here Pago Pago. My army arrived here. It is not really anything with elite corps or heavy fighting units. This is all Navy Guard units and support stuff. But a lot. So I have here 350 attack power. A lot of supplies. Important is that you always have supplies. So I have attack. I can make 2 attacks on Pago Pago. And I can see here 4 enemy units. I don't know if this is a normal or more additional troops. And last information here at Tahiti, I still see 5 ships in port. I make an airstrike, but I don't hit these ships. A little stupid. But I sunk here the Dixie, I think, in this hex. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.